Welcome to EPX Studio. I'm your host, Harry DeLuca. I'd like to start today off by thanking all of our viewers for joining us for this momentous occasion, the first EPX Direct. We wanted to introduce all of our new members to EPX Studio in a different way this time around. Different circumstances call for a different approach. EPX Studio is a student organization that hosts and supports a community of creators. Most members pursue game or animation projects, but we support all forms of digital content creation. We aim to help our members learn about project development and project management for all multimedia options. This Direct is all about introducing you to what we do. Here's a taste. Sorry, I got a little carried away by the hype there. After that, you might be a little confused what EPX is all about. So, let me take you through an in-depth look at one of our most recent projects. I am here today with Tristan Forbes, the man, the prodigy, the mind behind Buckethead, or Bucket Game. It's gone through a couple of iterations. It's good to see you. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. A little tired. Didn't get too much sleep last night. Prime condition.
Right. Sure thing. Yeah, I myself am doing pretty good. Let's just try start knocking out some questions.
Okay.
So I've always been a little curious about this. How did you find out about EPX?
So it was about the time I first started the project that I'm currently working on.
Okay.
Didn't know too much about Unity, and I kind of wanted to see, are there any other university students doing what I'm doing? So I did a quick Google search of University of Iowa Game Dev Club, and you guys showed right up.
Oh, we showed up. Perfect.
Yep.
So what made you want to make a game like this? Was it just to kind of get your feet wet?
To get my feet wet. I had a character that I had in my head. I sketched out, and I just wanted to see what I could do with that.
And how did you come up with that character? Is there a story behind that, or did it just come to you in a vision?
The character is supposed to be like this little kid playing it being a knight, right? Got the knight helmet, got the stick, raincoats just because I thought it would hide a lot of the body and make it easier to draw, but then realized that a raincoat isn't a static object and actually moves around. Make it way harder.
Yeah.
But just working off of that idea. I also decided on a kid because if you look at a lot of platformers, a lot of characters are relatively condensed in terms of height, so I thought that was a good decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like he stands out so much from like the world around him. Mm-hmm. He's kind of playing it being a knight, but it's like almost like an actual bastard. Yeah, it's like a steampunk, especially your boss room that you made. It's got the bells and all that going on in the background, kind of like clockwork. Mm-hmm. So through the making of this project, what is your favorite part of your game so far?
I like how the main character's animations have come out. I like his design. Also starting to be really happy with how the combat is. It's not quite tight in all the areas that I want it to be, but it's coming.
The movement is definitely flowing, I think. When you were demoing it for us the other day, I could see you, you were really comfortable with it, obviously, because you're the one making it, but
that can be a problem.
Yeah.
If you can get a little too comfortable with bad mechanics, so
yeah,
that's why I've put it out there for people to start touching, and they can tell me it's awful.
Definitely. What do you think you kind of grew in the most out of those areas, like art, music? I noticed you haven't done a lot of music for the project yet.
Check it out.
Okay, wow. Did you just buy that? Did you just get that recently?
I got it last month. I'm learning. I'm tickling the ivories. We're getting there.
Things to look forward to, definitely.
Yeah. But no, probably art and animation. Couldn't really draw. My mentality going in was, my character's made out of such simple shapes. It can't be that hard to animate them.
Mm-hmm.
I was so gosh dang wrong. But no, definitely in those fields.
What is the origin of your Discord tag, Surfacey?
Oh geez. It came from me playing Chivalry. And I
Did
needed a name. Yeah. No. And I just wanted a slightly inappropriate name. And someone in the game complimented me on it, and I just kept it. We kept it from there.
Awesome. It was great talking to you, Tristan.
Thanks.
And I will see you at the intro meeting.
Sounds good.
See you, man. I am simply amazed by his progress over just one summer. Aren't you? EPX Studio is really all about you, setting time aside for yourself every week and developing your interests in an encouraging environment. Being a member of EPX Studio is beneficial to you. Let's run through some of those benefits, shall we? Trips to conferences and studios. Become connected to a greater community of project developers. You get up-to-date info on all of our annual events like EPX Arena, Camp, Jam, and Con. You get an all-access pass to professional sound design equipment in the Visual Arts Building. Not to mention a plethora of other equipment rental options.
But you are mentioning it.
And, the most important benefit of all, participation looks great on a resume. But don't just take my word for it. Allow me to introduce some real EPX Studio members here to talk about their experiences in the club.
EPX is a nice place to just retreat to. Everyone's there for similar reason, has similar interests, which really allows for a unique, friendly atmosphere. You can go simply to work, get project advice, or just talk about video games with each other. Regardless, you'll make some friends, learn something new, or even create a masterpiece that you're proud to call your own. I would consider sticking around, especially nowadays, if you guys need an active community to have fun in.
EPX Studio is like a family. They're very tightly knit, and they really care about you. They want to see you every week. If I do not attend, I will not improve. At EPX, they really focus on the fundamentals, so when it comes time to work, it comes easy. If I do not attend, I will not improve. They taught me a great deal and really improved my work ethic. If I do not attend, I will not improve. I wouldn't be anything if it weren't for EPX. If I do not attend, I will not improve. If I do not attend, I will not improve. If I do not attend, I will not.
I met some of my best friends at EPX Studio. Once you join, you're never going to want to leave. Help me!
Wow, that guy really likes EPX Studio, huh? Frankly, his excitement's contagious. I gotta show off another project. Guys, I got it. Enjoy. So I am here today with Jordyn Haessler, the creator of Kanin, a 2D platformer from the looks of it. How are you doing today, Jordyn?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing pretty fine myself. Thanks for asking. So, Jordyn, something that's really been itching at the back of my mind ever since we've met is, how did you find out about EPX?
So actually, I found out about EPX through you, sir. You and Benjamin Gorman were checking school emails freshman year while we were in the dorms. we got that classic mass email from EPX, and we went down and checked out the intro meeting and got hooked from there. The pizza, of course.
Always a big draw.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, what inspired you to make a game like Kanin?
I think it really comes from like my favorite games. I love Ori, Celeste, Undertale, all those type of games. They're all really, I don't want to say simple. So like that's one thing I appreciate about like Undertale, right? Is the art style isn't like anything super complicated.
Yeah.
But I think what hooks people to it is like the characters and the story. And it's the same thing with like Celeste and Ori. I think you get attached to the bigger world or the message they're trying to portray. So my goal kind of with this is I wanted to just get a good story with good characters that you get invested in, right? So that's been my first and foremost focus. I think like combat or gameplay stuff kind of comes later for me. I really haven't even thought much about combat yet. It's been mainly just concepting a bunch of character story elements, kind of throwing them out into the pixel editor, finding out what they look like, what they act like, and when I go from there, I think I'll find out what the gameplay is, because I think getting the story down first is more important.
Yeah, so Kanin is going to be primarily a story-focused game.
Story-driven game is what I'm hoping for, yeah.
So what is the best part of your game? Is it, do you think it's like, it's going to be the story and the dialogue, or...
The best part? I want the best part to be the characters. Really the relationship, especially between... It focuses on Kanin and his sister Kat. And I've kind of honestly modeled it after like my relationship with my sister. Yeah. Which has been like a completely evolving thing from, both of us being young to me being in college, her being in high school and going through a bunch of stuff to like now, where it's like stronger. But I really want to model it after that. So that's what I've been kind of focusing on. And it's the same thing with like the parent relationship and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely that relationship is what I want to focus on.
Yeah, I saw you going through, you're trying to make them more personable with like, well, you also have characters outside of just Kanin and Kat. You have quite a few side characters, and then all of them have their own personalized like portraits to show different levels of emotions, and that even affects the dialogue and how it trails and it gets parsed into the engine and stuff like that. So I think
it may be a little overkill, but yeah, like for every character I've been making, I do the portraits for every single emotion I expect to portray like throughout the game. So like even, and this might not be the best way to handle things, but like I have a character named Waller who's just kind of like a shopkeep in the first town, and you'll see him throughout the game when I implement that stuff. But I don't know if he's ever going to be like crying or PO'd at somebody, but I still get that down just to see what he'd look like if he was. And I think that does help.
Yeah, definitely.
The process, but.
And this might be connected to Kanin in some way, and it's maybe a softball question, but what is the origin of your Discord tag, Bonnie?
Oh, the Bonnie. All right. Well, so I actually started making music as like a side project just because I love doing it on the side. And when I was trying to think of a name, because I didn't just want to be like Jordyn, on the SoundCloud stuff, whatever, when I'm posting stuff. I was getting a rabbit in my apartment because we're not allowed to have dogs and stuff. So I was like, hey, a rabbit would be a cool pet. And this was like right around the time that I was starting to do that music stuff. And I don't know, if you look at these like electronic artist names and stuff, they're all like, there's like a theme. They're simple and they're like kind of like changed from another word. So I just thought it'd be fun. It's like Bunny, Bonnie, whatever.
Yeah, just a small variation.
Yeah, right. But the character I kind of made for that is where I got that for Kanin and stuff. It's all based off of my rabbit. It's like a white little dwarf hotot. So that's why all that stuff looks like that. But yeah, so that's the origin of the name.
Cool, yeah. All right, well, before I let you go, do you want to plug anything? Any sort of socials or maybe a SoundCloud?
Yeah. No, I'm in the process of releasing some new electronic music right now, if you're into that. So go check it out. May not be for you, but I'll take a play where I can get one.
We'll have some links somewhere.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, it was great talking to you, Jordyn.
Yep.
Good
Thank
to
you,
touch
Harry.
base. All right, I'll see you around.
Yep. Have a good one.
Personally, I'm a big sucker for dialogue, so I'm excited to see what Jordyn has in store for us next. Today, we're on Zoom, but our preferred medium for weekly meetings is actually on Discord. Discord is a platform we've used for a while now to help keep our community of developers connected. Through Discord, you can ask others for advice, you can post memes or whatever project you're working on, or just have a casual conversation with another member. At the end of the video, there will be a short tutorial on how to get set up on Discord if you aren't already. So stay tuned. But before we get into that, we have one last project to showcase for you today. This is a project you can download and play today. Today! So strap in. This is going to be epic. Starting from the top, I am here today with the myth, the legend, Will Barrett, developer of many projects and many endeavors. Yes, Paper Planet, and you've definitely worked on some other stuff. Which we will be hitting on. So, what genre would you say kind of like Paper Planet is? Is it much like a roguelike?
Yeah, I would consider Paper Planet to be a roguelike. And I think it's simplistic enough that I could also call it a bit of an arcade game.
Yeah.
It has that kind of like, there's just one gameplay focus, which is shooting the enemies.
Yeah.
And that's the entire game.
Yeah.
And everything else is built up around that.
Yeah, there are plenty of games like that. I think I could definitely see myself like walking into an arcade and like seeing a Paper Planet machine.
Yeah.
Which would be super cool, honestly. You don't even need the controller. Maybe you just need like the joystick and just a couple of hitbox buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, people always compare it to Missile Command.
Oh yeah, I have seen that before. Is there any part of Paper Planet you think you could have like done better, retrospectively?
Programming.
Oh
my god! Every day I open up my programming. I just look at it. I'm like, what am I doing? What is this? Like, 5 if statements in a row.
Yeah.
Which, like, hard coding. So, I mean, I guess that's an exaggeration. It's not really that bad, but
there's probably pieces of code you're coming back to like years later, right?
Oh yeah, because this is a project. Only recently have I like really started to work on it full time.
Yeah.
But I've been chipping away at it over the course of around like 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
And so some of the code in it is very old. Some of the systems are quite archaic.
Yeah. So since you started development of Paper Planet, is like what area do you think you like have grown in most? Like audio, story, programming, art?
I would actually say I've grown the most in design.
Yeah.
I feel like design is a very interesting and unique skill because it's very hard for you to see how good you are at it. If you draw a drawing, you can look at it and say like, this looks good or this looks bad or like, this arm is off or something.
Yeah.
But if you design like an enemy, it's not always quite as apparent. And going back to what I said earlier about how the process of designing something kind of obscures the experience from you.
Yeah.
You often need to rely on others to tell you whether or not it's fun. And so I feel like because of that, it makes design really hard to learn properly.
Yeah. So what we've seen a lot of features come out of your poster work on Paper Planet. What do you think is like your favorite feature that you've made?
Favorite feature?
Mhm. Or favorite design choice?
I think my favorite design choice, I guess it's a bit more of kind of like a design philosophy, but when I'm designing items, I try to design them in such a way that they'll have interesting interactions with other items in the game.
Yep.
So an example is the bouncy bullet item that makes your bullets kind of reflect off of enemies in random directions.
Yeah.
And then the item that makes your bullets loop around the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And so they combine in an interesting way where your bullets will bounce off of enemies and then loop around the screen and then possibly hit another enemy to bounce off of.
Yeah.
And the reason that's my favorite is because it's one of the few design aspects of Paper Planet that I can like experience firsthand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As a game designer, by the process of creating your game, its pure experience is kind of obscured from you.
I think this has been good. Before I let you go, do you want to plug anything? Any socials? Maybe an itch?
As far as social media, I have a Discord and an itch.io account, so...
Right. Awesome, man. See you around.
Yeah, see.
Well, I'm inspired. I don't know about you guys. All of our members are working on such incredible projects. And soon enough, you could be too. And now, full disclosure time, because you're probably interested if you're still here. We are, in fact, looking for a new generation of developers to take up the mantle of leadership. The current executive committee of EPX is made up of all seniors, so we're on our last year here.
Aww.
But in order to do that, you gotta be on the Discord first.
And we are about to get underway here with our Discord tutorial. This Discord tutorial is brought to us by Benjamin Gorman, our secretary. Ben Gorman has a tradition where if you make a project or a game, he can and will speedrun it. Alright, as you can see, he's moving pretty quickly here. It looks like he's got a temporary mailbox. He's pasting that temporary email. He's making some stuff up. 1987. Good. Okay. The robot test. I hear this is the hardest part of the speedrun, actually, because it's completely RNG based. I think he's got it. Wow. Very nicely done. Bravo. He's clicking the Discord link on our website, found at the bottom of the page. He is in the Discord. He is verifying his email using a fake email address. And look at that. He's already typing. Wow. 75 seconds. Incredible. You could be talking on Discord too.
Once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming to the first ever EPX Direct. It has been an absolute honor hosting. I hope you learned a little bit about what we do here at EPX Studio. If you want more information about EPX Studio, I encourage you to check out our website at epx.org.uiowa.edu. Thank you so much again. And we all look forward to meeting you.
All right, that's a wrap.
you.